Album Review, the podcast where four totally unqualified guys review a different album every week in the hope of broadening our knowledge of music. However, we are easily swayed off topic and have no real idea what we are talking about. Today's album is Bring Me the Horizon, Post-Human Survival Horror.
It's Joe, innit?
Well, go on, Joe. Fucking talk.
Oh shit! Did I pick it?
Yeah,
It was-
Well, no one else picked it, did they?
Sorry, I've just enjoyed it so much that I forgot that I picked it. You know.
When do you ever enjoy someone else's pick?
Never. Everyone else's music is awful, and I only enjoy my own. That's why my 2021 playlist just consistently is my own
I'm
music.
glad we still care
He only
about
adds
it.
to it.
It's all
He only adds to it every
JMD.
4 weeks.
I can't
Well,
hear
no,
Joe
no.
with his head like 7 inches up his own ass. What the fuck are you talking about?
JMMD.
I thought it's JMD now. Can you change it?
Nah, you can't change it on Spotify. You can't change your own
Why
name.
don't you just call
That's
it
a
Joe
forever
Midwood?
mistake that you've
It
made.
is. But I'm
Does it stand for Joe Midwood Music Dicks?
dicks.
I mean, realistically, because obviously it can only be one of two things properly. It's either Joe Music Midwood or my personal favourite, Joe Mid Music Wood.
Yeah, what does the D stand for?
Dick.
I like.
Of course it is.
Holly came up with like Joe makes music disrespectfully.
That's amazing.
Music making disaster.
That's the one. Joe makes music disastrously.
Jonky Makey Monkey
Yeah.
Dong. Thanks, Will.
So fucking shit.
Monkey?
Monkey?
Who's gonna win? Godzilla or Big Monkey? By the way, I don't know if any of us are ever gonna watch that, but spoilers, apparently there's a big metal Godzilla in it.
Cool.
Is that
There
a
is.
human-made Godzilla or is that
I don't
alien?
fucking know.
Is that alien Godzilla?
What, you think I'm Big Monkey expert, do you?
You've been
Right,
listening to
someone's listening to this
Triforce.
podcast now thinking, fuck, I was just about to watch
I was
Godzilla.
literally just watching Kong vs. Godzilla and someone ruined the fucking movie for me.
Spoiler warning.
Well, after the fact. Yeah.
Spoiler warning, Big Monkey.
Spoiler warning, they made Monkey bigger.
Big.
I was listening to Triforce and they ruined it in that, so...
Did they?
They-
But I bet
Period,
they did a spoiler
basically-
warning before.
Did they do a
Period
spoiler?
said the exact plot.
Oh.
Who did?
What is the exact
Period.
one?
Why didn't you say it, but from... This is like third-hand plot.
Oh, yeah, no, I like this.
Spoiler warning, but...
Spoiler morning.
It's
kind
spoiler
of exactly
warning.
what you
It's
said.
It's like 20-7, you prick.
Kong is obviously
Monkey.
against
Kong.
Godzilla.
Godzilla!
Godzilla, and then Big Godzilla comes, and they have to team up to fight him, and then they kind of come to a mutual agreement.
It's that Mecha Godzilla.
Pretty much, yeah. It's big boy, but also, and yeah, they go up against it together. But also, Kong isn't powerful enough to take on normal Godzilla, so has to go back to his native where he originally came from, which is in the middle of the earth. Goes down and finds his ancestors' axe, and so
This movie sounds way cooler than I thought
doesn't
it was.
it? And he has an axe, in.
Yeah, but do they actually talk? Like, aren't they just like...
There is humans in it as
How
well.
do they
then, but-
show ancestry through the monkey's eye?
Is it like Egyptian? Like there's like carvings on the wall and stuff.
Yeah, but how
No,
does
'cause-
Godzilla and Kong come to like agreement? Like, we fight big Godzilla, I feel like I want to see this movie now.
I want to see it, to be fair.
They come to this agreement after they've killed hundreds and thousands of people by destroying buildings left, right, and centre. It's like 9/11 on a city scale, and yet they're still just like, all right, mate, we'll call it quits.
Actually,
So does it start? Godzilla's just like
sorry, hang on a minute. We can skip over that.
Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla! God, the thing
yeah,
is,
I haven't watched it myself.
Is Kong on the human side? Who's on the human
no
team?
one's really on the human side.
Kong was originally on the humans team.
Because doesn't it actually, like, hasn't they got, like, their own universe now? Because there was a Godzilla movie, wasn't there?
Well, you say they're in universe
And there was
now.
a Kong movie.
No.
Yeah.
It's always been a connected universe, even from back in like the 1950s. Like
There was an
when the
original
first
Kong
fucking
versus Godzilla.
Godzilla came out.
Does it link to the Kaiju's one, or is that a
Yes.
separate one?
Yeah, they are kaiju's.
What's a kaiju?
It's a big
Oh, is that
monster.
so? Like the Pacific Rim, is that also part of the same?
I don't think so, but it is that kind of thing. A kaiju is just a massive fuck off monster.
Because
And
they're
they all
like, they've
live
been
in the
living in
earth.
the sea the whole time, but they
Yes.
can also breathe oxygen perfectly fine.
The original Godzilla was actually I was watching a thing about this, not on TikTok because I'm not a bellend, but it was basically about like the original Godzilla movie made in like 1943 or whatever, or after that, I don't fucking know what. Suck my dick. It was actually basically like an anagram for the Americans dropping nukes, and Godzilla was like the nukes.
Like,
And,
what
like, he
was it?
went-
What
he
did they
went-
call the bomb? It was like Baby Boy or something.
Fat Man and
Fat
Little
Man.
Boy or something like that.
Yeah.
What?
The-
So what? They drop Kongs out of an aeroplane? Like
Nothing to do
is
with
that
Kong.
what you're saying?
No. The
This was
original one
before
was
Kong came.
This
out.
was
drop
just
big
about
monkey.
a
They're just
Godzilla.
they're just cannonballing out of this aeroplane.
We've got
that's
we
what-
got a giant dinosaur walking over Japan. Just drop the monkeys.
The Japanese trained the
guns.
monkeys and combined them all to make Voltron Monkey, which was Kong.
Big monkey.
Because
History
it sounded
rewritten.
like Gong.
God, I tried to make it serious, and then we just bring out monkeys falling out of planes. You're all ridiculous. But yeah, like there's loads of like kaiju. You know, you got big many head one. There's one that's literally just a giant moth called Mothra.
What was that film, right? I'm not sure if it was also the similar thing. Did you ever see? I think it was called Battleships.
Yeah.
Oh, with
With
Where he
Rihanna.
like handbrake turns like an aircraft carrier.
No,
Yeah.
that sounds ridiculous. So go on.
Rihanna's in it.
Yeah, I can't remember. Maybe.
Was
But I
the-
think they're fighting like big water machines or something.
Yeah, they
and
are.
he's on like this old warship and he's like, oh, because this is old, it's better. And there's like this scene of where he's shooting like the guns on the warship, but then he needs to make a tight turn. The whole warship like banks and does like a handbrake turn in the sea while firing the gun.
This sounds absurd. Like
Ding,
why?
ding, 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 ding,
It's a
ding.
bit of a shit film, to be
Realistically,
honest,
the accurate portrayal of that movie would have just been some twat sat there going, A7, miss. Ah, damn.
Yeah. Almost like Battleships.
B2.
movie clips. It's got to be
Miss.
like the main clip, surely.
Well, it depends. Does Rihanna get naked in the movie?
Unfortunately not.
Well then it's going to have to be the battleship doing a massive skid.
It has like some like cool scenes.
It does have some cool scenes.
Oh yeah, I'm watching the scene back now. He actually does the handbrake turn to avoid missiles.
Well, if
That's
you
how
did that
it
in
works.
real battleships,
Oh
you
no,
get,
he
you
literally.
get
Oh
kicked
shit,
out.
he literally does what we do in the fucking. Oh, what was the pirate game?
Sea of
Sea of
Thieves.
Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. He drops the anchor to cause it to like handbrake turn dramatically.
That does work.
That's cool. It's Fast and
Yeah, it
Furious.
also like kills everyone on board as they smash into the side of the ship.
True.
See, why didn't they program in the inertia on Sea of Thieves so you just hit the wall at like high velocities
And just die.
Because that's what I want, or preferably Will's monkey to die.
Fuck you.
Your monkey's horrible. My
Your
parrot, Tesco
parrot sucks
Mobile,
dick.
was the best.
So what do you think to the album, Jake?
Oh yeah, shit. So 9 minutes in, it's album review.
Album review.
Big monkey.
How did we even fucking get onto Kong? From
I don't know.
me going, I like this, to Godzilla.
Oh, Gojira.
No idea.
Was it from JMMD or was that afterwards?
It might have been J. Oh, yeah, JMMD. It was.
Yeah. Somehow. Anyway, Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, it's because the M stood for monkey.
It always does. Anyway, guys, bringing it back to Godzilla, he actually was originally called Gojira, just meaning like terror.
Yes, the terror from the deep.
So Bring Me the Horizon.
I mean, he's kind of thick, though, don't you think? Like,
Godzilla
Fuck me.
That exists.
oh, yeah, it exists. It would take me 2 seconds to go find that. I'm sure,
Take me
because
2
it's a
seconds
save
to
tab.
finish.
So Bring Me the Horizon. I think this is one of
Godzilla
the...
porn. No, it's just battleship. Come
No,
on,
if you want to see the
Come
handbrake
on,
turn, it's
mate.
about
I don't.
3 minutes
God.
50
I
in.
don't want to see that. I want to see Godzilla porn.
They're probably... I'll
Do
tell
you
you what,
reckon
there
he's
probably
fucking
is.
building?
When is it, Denver? 2 minutes 50.
No, 3 minutes 50.
I'm not
3 minutes
watching the
50.
battleship's skid. Come on, Joe, hurry up.
What do you mean? Every time I fucking...
That's the noise the battleship makes when it does the hammer.
the handbrake turn. I think this is one of the best Bring Me the Horizon albums in a very long time, since Sempiternal.
Woo, preach.
Yeah. But I have a major issue with it. Right?
What's that?
Suck you down.
I think that Bring Me the Horizon changed their sound pretty much every album. And so it's like they've been experimenting quite a lot. They did That's the Spirit, which was quite good. And then did Ammo, which was a complete like curveball that not a lot of people liked. And then they did this, which completely shifted their sound again. And I feel like now I've got like kind of back into like this sound type of thing and how they sounded this album. I'm craving more, but I know the next album is going to be completely different again.
He has come out and said that he plans on doing every album a different style.
Exactly. So like, there's no point. Like, it's weird. Like, how can you like get into a band if every album is just different, right? Because you never know whether you're going to like it or not.
Well, they're
surely the
going to
logic
have
is-
they're going to have the core flavour, you know.
Yeah, like while their style changes, I think it still has the core principles of what they always had. So it's kind of I don't know. I feel like they're all interchangeable quite easily. It's not like it's going to fucking
here's the
opera.
thing, Will. Here's the thing. It's like a lot of artists and stuff that what I would describe as they are texture. They have a texture to your ears. Sound waves are physical waves, so like there can be texture to them. And the albums they release are basically just flavors. Now most people just adapt on what they've got. So you got chocolate ice cream, and you put sprinkles on it. You got some like crushed up hazelnuts. And these guys are just like, let's just keep dipping stuff in random ones and see what happens, you know, like 1975. 1975 are like raspberry ripple mixed with cum flavour.
Oh
My
god.
favourite flavour.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? Like they try and mix things that don't necessarily work. And sometimes it's like, oh, what's that? Salty raspberry ripple? Yes, the salt is to come. You know what I mean?
I
get
like
what
that
you're
analogy.
saying.
I like that analogy. Thing is, most bands you can like you go in and you, like that you know pretty well. You go in and you can choose any album and know what to expect. But Bring Me the Horizon, you can go from like early 2000s and have a completely different experience to now, which is good because it shows that they've kind of experimented and progressed. It's just frustrating when you get into something, and this is a relatively short album for Bring Me the Horizon, and it's frustrating when you like it so much, not knowing that they're pretty much not going to do anything like that again. It's sad. It's very sad.
I think it's cool because like it shows they've got like variety. I don't like.
Definitely.
I think if they did too much of the same thing, you'd get bored of it. So the fact that they are willing to change.
Oh yeah,
the style
100%.
so
Like
much,
they're always ahead of the curve with that type of thing.
Yeah.
I think there's the logic there of like to make it an album that's different every time. Like someone should like all of it, but I wouldn't say it's that different. It's not like it's a pop album.
No, yeah, but Ammo was a pop album.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was still had those heavy like core elements the same though. It wasn't like a complete change.
I don't know. I think it was a complete change.
I would argue no.
No, because
I would
as
argue,
someone who doesn't usually like metal, I would still listen to that and be like, this is a metal album.
Also,
No.
I would argue
No.
that's the Spirit and Ammo were very similar. Whereas I reckon this goes kind of back to the Sempiternal days.
I would say it's even very different from the Sempiternal days.
It is very different because
Yeah.
I've obviously
Well, yeah, because it's different songs.
incorporated
Yeah.
like a lot of their newer sound into it, but it still has the principles of that.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot of features on this album as well. A lot of features,
there are.
which is cool. I liked pretty much every feature that was on the album, to be honest. Never heard of the Nova Twins before. I think one of them actually plays an instrument and the other one sings. I think that's how they work. I'm not too sure. I could be wrong. But yeah, I thought this album was great. I remember the first time I listened to this, I was in my car. This was like when it first came out.
Is that a stolen one or?
I remember sending.
And I was like, holy shit, they brought a new album. At the time, I was just driving around the city, and obviously they'd already released like. Sorry, I was driving around Lincoln, where I live.
Sorry, just the way you came out with it.
I mean, you don't have to oust yourself, but you don't have to be so.
I was like, do I know where I live? I was like, I'm not sure. I was gonna where I live.
Don't worry, Joe. Like the fans, quote air quotes, the fans. They're not gonna. If they're gonna find any of us, they're not gonna find you.
Thanks, man.
Oh, don't be a dick.
They're gonna find Godzilla.
It's so true.
Let's bring it back around. Godzilla, pretty thick. Though,
anyway,
you know?
But the songs that they had already released so far was like what Parasite Eve, and I think Ludens they'd thingied as well. Am I wrong, Will?
Yeah, you're wrong.
That was the first release, I think.
Yeah,
because it was on
Ludens came out
on the
first
soundtrack for
Death Stranding. Yeah, and then Parasite Eve came out afterwards.
Wait, hold up. Is that your favourite game, Death Stranding?
My favourite game, yeah, of all time.
This is his favourite album.
His favourite album.
Yeah, obviously.
It's not quite though, because it's not made by Royal Blood. His favourite band of all time.
I think those two songs had very similar sounds, like in terms of like structure and kind of just how the whole sound played out. Like they were more, they weren't songs, you know. They were more of like a experience. Anyway,
fuck you.
So that's what I was expecting going into this album. But when I was in my car listening to it in Lincoln for the first time,
where you live,
the city,
it's fucking bellend.
Dear Diary was the first song that obviously came on.
Shit, no way.
And it fucking blew me away. I was like, I kind of like had one of those like epic gamer moments, you know?
But epic music
moments where I was like, holy shit, they've gone back to like the roots, you know? The thrashy metal type thing. And I was like, oh,
it is a fucking amazing start to the album.
And it what a fucking way, yeah, what a way.
My favourite part of that song is where it goes, shut the fuck up! That's my favourite bit.
Thank you.
I wait for that bit every time. It makes me feel like a lad.
It's definitely a laddie album.
I think this album's fantastic. But yeah, so going on from there, obviously every song just had its own individuality. I said that so well. Individuality.
My intelligence knows no bounds.
Every song was just so individual and so unique that but it still kept that same, you know, style throughout the whole thing. I thought it was fucking amazing. It was great. It had its own, like, almost like every song had its own niche type of thing. You know, you might have like
varied enough.
You might have like a hard rock type song, and then you go to, you know, a metal song instead. I don't know. That's a bad way of describing it, but it's like everything had its own kind of style, different genre almost, which was pretty cool. Are we counting an itch for The Cure as a song? Have you guys done that? If so, that's the worst. It doesn't need to be there.
It allows a cool intro for Kingslayer.
Well, I remember when I first listened to this album, I didn't know the song had changed, because obviously they just go into each other. And I was like, well, this song's fucking long. And then I realised there were two separate songs. I just don't feel like it needs to be there. Maybe live, sure. Doesn't need to be there.
They would never just perform this album live, though, right? It's not
no. Of course they wouldn't. But other than that, there isn't really a worst song on the album. I don't think. If I was to pick another one, it would be Ludens, just because it was the most forgetful almost.
But that's your favourite game, Joe.
I know, my favourite game, but my least favourite song.
I hate you so much.
Did you like the ending of that one? I bet you googled the ending anyway, didn't you? To be fair.
What, Death Stranding?
Yeah.
I did Google the ending.
Classic
Oh
Joe.
my
Did you Google the ending
fucking
before you
God.
played it, like you usually do?
No, I didn't. No. I Googled the ending.
Well,
when
I guess in
stopped
some ways you
playing
did
it.
because you never beat it. So you
True.
did Google the ending before you
I
played
mean,
it.
don't spoil it. I do still own that game after my PS4 bought it involuntarily.
I sometimes think about going back to it, to be fair, but I'm playing...
Yeah, me
I do
too,
as well.
all the time. Like,
Shut up, Aiden. No one cares. Oh, shade. Whoa.
Burn.
Shade.
Get shut down.
Whoa.
Skipper.
Shade.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Aiden's currently planning how he's going to murder
Oh,
Joe's family.
He's planning how he's gonna
No, just Joe.
emotionally
He likes
destroy me.
Roy and Bev.
I was gonna say he's just
well, are you outing him again?
he's just planning how he's gonna emotionally destroy me in about 5 minutes.
That's not true. I would never.
So what was your least... Oh, was your least favourite Luden? Sorry, I didn't write that
Oh no,
down.
I'm gonna say
It's
it's for a
for a
cure. It's for a cure, but it was. It
Oh,
was
you've
if
gone
you-
for the easy option.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I said if you guys said no, I'd go with Ludens.
Well, to be fair,
There's still
Will
a
asked me
song
the
in
same thing before we started.
Yeah. So there you go. My third favourite was Dear Diary. Fucking banging metal song. Love it. Every time I listen to it, it gets even better. However, fun fact, and I'll have you guys have a listen to this at some point.
All right,
as
Joe,
well.
save it till the end. Come on now.
No, I like it. I was going to get ordered with them, but
I don't care what you think.
What I
They-
like about Dear Diary is the
Yeah.
comma at the end of it. Like it's the beginning of a letter.
Cool, isn't it?
It's the beginning of a letter. Who the fuck's reading? You're sending out
noticed
your
the,
diary
uh,
entries.
You know, to
Wow.
the diary keeper.
So-
the
My uncle
librarian.
sent me this letter again. Dear diary, Denver looked thick today. Like, I would dummy fucking smash that ass. You're just like, this is a weird Christmas present, uncle.
so guys,
Notice the full stop at the
Sends
end
him
of the
to
album as
Santa
well.
in the North Pole.
so guys, are you familiar with a little breakdown in Bring Me the Horizon? Aren't you? In Dear Diary, sorry.
In Bring Me the Horizon.
In Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah, it's normally about
Is that the
of
bit
the
where
way
he shouts,
through.
shut the
in
fuck
Dear
up?
Diary. Maybe. But you know the bit where it goes down, 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 down. That bit.
Did you play that bit? Is this what you're about to reveal that you played that bit?
I was the guy. No, but they did get done for copyright on this song.
I remember seeing about that actually.
If you type in a song called Swerve City by Deftones, and it's the start of that song, is literally note for note exactly the same as the Bring Me
Yeah,
the
didn't they do
Horizon
it by
thing.
accident? Like they said, like they did it and they didn't
I
realise
mean,
it afterwards.
there are so many notes
is-
to songs
The thing is
nowadays.
that the metal album, there's
The
not
thing
a
is-
lot of options.
No, absolutely. there
Shut
isn't.
up! Shut
When you're
up!
doing
Anyway.
a breakdown, you've only got
I
like,
don't-
how many frets are even on the top string of a guitar?
I'm not necessarily downrating them for that. I think the thing is so much music. Most music these days is just based off of influence and like, you know, inspiration.
It's like this new tune
Oh,
came
I
to
like
me
the
this
sound of
morning when I
Deftones.
woke up and it went bam, 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 and
We just wrote that together.
maybe
know
it's
where
a
that
new
came
song
from.
right there.
Well, guys, sorry, that's already a Def Leppard song.
I've just put it in the. I've just put it in the chat anyway. Have a listen just to the very start of the song, and you'll
have.
see exactly what I
Have
mean.
you ever listened to Deftones?
A little bit. I don't really like them.
I quite like these songs on that album.
But yeah, literally exactly the same, note for note,
But it was so
same
loud.
tempo and everything. So yeah, but they just a quick fact with that.
But that's
really.
weird, right? Because you could just argue it's a sample, because that is literally the only bit in the song that they use. If it's
Yeah, but I
even
think
meant to
they've
be
got-
copied.
You've got to declare a sample, haven't you?
I don't think so.
I declare
Because
this
otherwise
is
you could
my
just you could
sample.
just completely
Yeah, that's very
rip off.
nice, but you're in the sperm clinic. Please leave me alone.
I'm on this website at the minute, and it's like this guy's like trying to defend Bring Me the Horizon here, and it's just so stupid. They go, that isn't the same riff. It's playing the same 3 notes in quarter notes, not crotchet notes with 2 adjacent notes in a very different rhythm. 16th in Deftones track and triplets in track, plus second time here. He's just saying music words and hoping they make sense.
Did
I
they
mean,
actually
this
get
is
done
Probably do
genuinely-
for-
make sense.
This is genuinely what I hear when you speak, Joe. Like, unironically. Like, that's what you sound like when you go, it's not a metal song. It's more of a metalcore song. The principles are a little bit different.
But that was my third favourite, did Irie?
Yeah, because they did this before, right? Where they
stole an Ed Sheeran song.
They ripped off a Evanescence song.
Yeah, they did, but then they actually got Amy Lee in this album.
Yeah.
So there was
but they didn't rip it off as well. Because even, like, the people of Evanescence they were like, well, we don't actually think it was their record label that made the claim. Like, Evanescence didn't even want to make a claim against it. Hence why, like, he got her into this album.
Is that a fun fact? Because that was way more funner than Joe's.
Actually fun or interesting fun?
Neither.
My second favourite was very fucking difficult.
Which album was that on?
Because I liked all these songs. I think they're great. Quick shout out to Obey with Youngblood, because that was the first song I ever heard Youngblood in. It was cool.
I thought you were going to say that's the first one I ever heard.
That's the first time I've ever heard. No, it made me think. I thought Youngblood was a metal artist because I'd heard them in Bring Me the Horizon, and then I realised it wasn't that. But my second favourite was One by One. That was with the Nova Twins.
Big Nova Twins fan?
Big Nova Twins. No, not really. They're quite small, actually, aren't they? How many months? They've got...
What are they, 5'6"?
Never mind. 771,000 monthly listeners. Very small.
To be fair, I did like the Nova Twins until Reznov stopped them.
Reznov!
Have
you actually seen the Nova Twins? They're like...
Yeah, it's like green gas, isn't it?
Shut up, Aiden.
Who are the girls?
This is actually their most popular song. One by One by Bring Me the Horizon.
But it's Nova Twins' most famous song.
Yeah. It's the song that they're in that's most listened to, anyway.
What's your most listened to song?
I think... I don't know, actually.
It's got to be Falling For You Remastered.
Let's have a look. It might have changed, because, like I say, it's all on my
can't
playlist.
Can't have changed.
It's Contention.
What?
It's Contention. That's because I've been listening to it quite a lot.
Why would I search Jeremy? Oh, no, there we are. Europe. So is it loads a lot slower?
I've got 6 monthly listeners at the moment.
So are you gonna get rid of that tag on the back of your neck? That tattoo.
When are you gonna get that neck tattoo removed?
It's just a square.
It does look like I've got a tattoo, so I'm just gonna...
I feel like you have to get a tattoo, and that should be like the top of a sword.
I like
it.
A
broken sword.
Even better. No, even better. He tattoos a full shirt around his body, and that's like the tag sticking up, and it says like "Made in your mum" or something like that.
No.
Just so, like,
and it says not hireable.
Just so if anyone gets close enough, they see that it's quite clearly not a tag.
Anyway,
that to me is funnier.
Production on this album, by the way, mint. It's cool that they did most of this album during lockdown, and it literally consisted of him and Jordan being the producer and the keyboard guy. It's just them. It's mostly just them two in their living room producing this stuff, and that's like 90% of it, and which is fucking awesome.
Jordan Fish is an absolute fucking.
He's awesome. He's amazing.
Most of the production for Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
Because he does like all the electronic stuff.
He does, yeah. Well, he actually writes most of the actual music, and then they ask the guitarist to play it to see if it is actually playable, type of thing.
Literally, it's fucking nice.
Another cool fact is Parasite Eve. Most of the electronic sounds in Parasite Eve were made by the guy who did the Doom soundtrack. There you go. There's another fun fact for you. Yeah. Apparently, they just sent the song off to him, and he did all the sirens and everything like that.
Oh wow, that's my favourite.
Well, apparently they sent him off for a few sounds, and he came back with about 50 different
with many
layers.
sirens.
So
you should have seen it. Oh,
it's pretty cool. Other than that, my favourite song is Kingslayer. It has been ever since this album came out. Actually, that's not true. My first listen on this album when it came out.
My favourite is actually...
when this album first came out, Kingslayer was my least favourite, and then it just grew on me, and it's just been my favourite for a long time.
Parasite.
It's just a vibe, you know? And I especially like it.
Sorry.
I especially like it when he does the big scream at the end and then Baby Metal go, "Oh That bit.
Bit kawaii.
Especially like that.
I
bet it's fucking Will's least favourite.
Sure, I know you were
it's going to be
hammered.
Will's favourite.
Why would it
Yeah.
be my least favourite?
I was hammered. Well, Will, what happened when I was hammered?
Well, you
Me
did
and-
sing Baby Metal.
Me and you were singing Kingslayer, like, at the
Wait.
top of our lungs.
Is this the other night?
Yeah.
I don't remember
While Ian
that.
and Holly looked at us with complete disgust, we were like screaming it.
And the bit with the oh yeah was.
Oh yeah, I remember being there as well, guys.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Don't eat in that pen.
I actually don't remember doing that at all, Will.
Yeah, we were like screaming it.
Oh,
I remember
amazing.
being left out.
You remember working.
Maybe don't work then.
Yeah, maybe don't work.
Maybe be like me, be made
Um,
redundant. God, I nearly said the other word then.
But yeah, that song's just a fucking banger. You know, it just gets you in the kind of like funky dancey mood, and then also like the metal like mood.
Some
Fucking
of
good
the
song.
most insane production on a fucking song ever.
100%. The production is
Absolutely
amazing.
insane.
Oh, it's crazy.
But yeah, that was a long review for me, but that was it. I fucking loved it. There you go.
There you go. Who is it next? Denver.
Denver, I think.
Hello.
Hi, Denver. You haven't said a lot this time.
Yeah, hurry up.
Oh, that's
Is
because I
that,
was watching Battleships.
Right,
Start.
I see. How are you feeling about your pen and the ink in your mouth? After
Oh,
you have
that's
been buying it
gross.
the entire time.
Yeah, I always do. You just usually don't see it.
I'm never normally looking, to be fair.
I'm just like,
Do a pen trick, like flick it out your mouth and catch it again. You know, like we use your bottom lip. No, not like that.
I
Have you
wonder.
with a kid in school that would accidentally bite it and it would blow up in their mouth?
no,
I
no,
wonder.
no.
I wonder if you took all the ink out of the bit in the pen and put tobacco in there and then lit the plastic end. I wonder if you could smoke it.
Oh yeah, you die.
You
Yes.
die from inhaling like some toxic.
Oh yeah, there's ink and plastic.
I got such a buzz.
Give me a real high.
Oh, gotta get that maximum huff. Oh.
Ooh, that's a real harsh high.
Okay, what did I think of this album? Into how do I say this? I don't know.
Go on.
The best metal album I've ever heard,
Oh!
maybe. Because
Yeah, boy.
I felt like even the heavy bits I enjoyed, but there was only like dashes of really heavy screamo
Yeah.
bits, and even then when it was, even those bits I didn't hate them. I feel like it was all blended very well, and every song was varied enough that it was like it wasn't just like, oh, this is just a worse version of this other song. They were all different enough. I felt like it was perfect in that regard. I thought, yeah, the sound was very varied. It was good that I think the heaviest song on the album was first. So then that sort of set the tone. I was like, oh, it's going to be quite heavy. And then nothing was ever as heavy as that. So it kind of almost made everything else more palatable. So actually, the start of the album was a good sort of set point, I don't know, for the rest of it. And I like how it was definitely... So obviously, a few of the songs fed into each other. Well, one. The intro into then Kingslayer, which made me think, so there has been some thought into the order of the songs, especially with the second song being Parasite Eve, and this being during like the pandemic and stuff. Obviously, that had a lot more meaning. That even though they wrote it beforehand, though, didn't they?
I was going to say, they didn't write that song with COVID in mind. It kind of COVID just happened in the middle of writing it, didn't they?
Fun fact: they did write One by One in the middle of COVID, and that was like specifically about.
Man, these
the
fun
way
facts are
like
getting really
humanity has
boring.
kind of created all this shit.
And Kingslayer's from Call of Duty.
It is. It's about when you get a certain amount of kills in it, it goes Kingslayer.
And then you go, oh yeah!
Kawaii!
Oh,
And I like how One Day the Only Butterflies left that one. A very different, slower tone was a nice sort of end piece to the album.
Some of the best
felt
vocals
like-
I think I've heard Ollie sing as well in that song.
I feel like a lot of the
A
songs
particular bit.
had great contrast, but not just vocally, also like as the music and vocally. Like,
Instrumentally.
well, you know,
Yes, of
sometimes they have
course.
like contrast just with two different singers, but I felt like there was also contrast within songs of the way the music sounded. Were playing off each other.
Okay. Sure.
But it's weird how they got that contrast, but it's still sounding. You can tell it's the same album almost, you know, but it still has that variety, which is cool.
I think it's because a lot of
Sort
like
of a
electro-y tones throughout the whole album as well, sort of mixed with the metal. It's not just like raw metal; it's a lot of electronic sounds throughout everything. What were you saying, Will? Before I interrupted you,
I was just saying that I think like his vocals are probably like the best I've heard them in that song.
Amy Lee as well.
Kingslayer.
One
Day.
Yeah, in One Day. Like, I think he sounds fucking insane on that.
I think Amy Lee was fucking amazing in that as well.
And I also think in terms of like the electronic sounds, I feel like if you're a fan of the movie Robots, you remember with the big fat guy?
I love that Big World.
Yeah, then you're gonna like this album because it's just that movie.
I love Robots. Why is it just that movie?
It just is, isn't it?
I liked
It's Big World.
the bit in Robots where they go, "Caca! Caca!"
Of course you do. I do love that film.
I thought that's Nemo.
No.
No, that's
Why?
Classic.
I thought that was just in Afghanistan.
Go on. No, that was a good joke.
Yeah.
I don't know how to follow it on. You know, I do know how to follow it on. Months of rewalking therapy, rehabilitation.
I don't know. Ask Oscar Pistorius. Oscar Pistorius. I don't think that's how he lost his legs, but
no, but he was the fastest gun in the West bathroom.
Oscar Pistorius.
He's the guy who shot his girlfriend with no legs. Not the girlfriend with no legs. He had no legs.
She had nowhere to run.
She didn't have any legs after he shot her.
No, that's not true. She got shot in the chest, Jar. It's really insensitive.
And I feel like the songs have great depth to them. Many layers of production in there. Like, probably most of it you would miss unless you really wanted to listen to it. Just a lot going on. And I thought it all, like, my final thing was just metal done right.
Oh,
nice.
My least favourite was Obey. Just don't really like Youngbloods that much, so it really I didn't think what's his face?
Mr. Young.
No, not
Ollie
Youngblood.
Sykes.
Ollie Sykes' bit was that great, and I disliked Youngblood's bit, and it was the only part of even like the screamo bits. All the songs, it was never parts where I disliked that bit. I actually disliked Youngblood's part, and then Ollie Sykes' bit wasn't enough to carry it. So that was really his favourite. But even though I didn't dislike it as a whole song, like I was still like, oh, this is all right. But it just had the only part of any song that I did dislike on the album. Then my third favourite was Ludens. I think it has a nice chorus and breakdown with the big fed. Big feel. That's it. Big fed.
Big fed.
And obviously it's from the best game ever made, Death Stranding.
When a cop eats too much donuts. Big fed.
Big fed. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah. Right.
And your favourite?
Second favourite. Paradise Eve. It's like Parasite Eve, but better.
But it's Paradise.
Parasite Eve. Just great. That one really personifies the whole great contrast within both music and vocally. That song. Just it's so varied and mixed in one song, like so dramatic between the ups and the downs.
I don't think it's a song. I think it's more of a soundtrack.
What are you talking about?
I think it is art.
Thank you, Dan.
Of the pandemic.
I think it's like water. It runs, it flows. Most importantly, it drowns children.
That's very insensitive of you.
It does drown, but also it's not ageist.
Not mutually exclusive to drowning children, but it will
drown people.
Water giveth. Water take away toddlers.
Water give life, but water also taketh away life.
Exactly.
And actually, it's not the water's fault we don't have gills, is it? Like fish don't drown.
I think they should.
That would be an interesting challenge. Make a fish drown.
Well, you do. You just
You
reverse
just cover
them.
up its gills.
That's not... No, if you literally pull a fish backwards, they just pass out. Literally. Yeah, genuinely.
Is that? I guess that's the same logic of like, if you go really fast into air...
Yeah, and you try and breathe it in, it's like...
It'll just like blow up your lungs.
Yes, it does, yeah. And so for the same logic, if you pull a fish backwards, they just die. I know, I had a lot of goldfish when I was a kid. Boom, there they go. Whee! Oh.
Whee!
They're not like those wind-up things where you pull them back and then you shoot them off.
No, I just meant I like seeing them go backwards, you know? They'd struggle for their life, and I'd laugh at them struggling for their life.
Ah, good times. Good struggles.
Man, nostalgia moments.
My number one favourite was Kingslayer.
Woo!
Because baby metal. It's the best contrast in that. I like baby metal. And it's...
I'm a bit worried here, Will. Did you pick Kingslayer as your favorite?
I doubt
no spoilers.
He
No spoilers.
He definitely picked fucking Obey. Right, surely.
He's like,
Why?
I love Young Blood.
Why?
I do love you.
You're very predictable.
Because Youngblood, and then you'd probably say Kingslayer's least favourite because Kawaii.
No, Will loves Kingslayer. He does. You should have heard him at Joe's. He was going fucking
Maybe
nuts.
secret baby metal fan.
Alright, what's up with the spoilers? No, it is my worst favourite.
Worst
Is it
song, so it's
actually
his third
true?
favourite.
You're an idiot.
So yeah, Kingslayer's favourite. Overall, I enjoyed this album. I think obviously the shortness helps because maybe like more than 9 songs, he would have started to get a bit similar. Like maybe this was the maximum amount of variety you can have within metal. Like if you expand past this, it's just either a different genre or the same. And maybe that's what makes this great.
Just like water.
Just like water. Too much off the water, be too bad.
Yeah.
Like, you have more than 4 litres of water in one day, you'll probably drown.
You can't stop me.
Can you drown yourself by drinking too much water?
Yes.
But like
I've not tried recently.
Not like waterboarding, but like actually
I don't
just
think you could
drinking
physically
like a
do it
glass.
yourself, though, because I think you'll just start throwing up.
Yeah,
Like-
there's actually, I do have a thing where, like, because recently I've started cutting out Coke out of my diet quite a lot, and I drink a lot of water now. But I remember back in the day when I hadn't been introduced to Coke yet from my godfather, Uncle Tony. They could have some Coke, and why you had to drink a Pepsi? You know what I mean?
Snot this.
But like I used to drink a lot of water, and one time I was telling Will this. I remember sitting down and going, "Oh, Mum, I don't really feel right." And she went, "Oh, come on, let's have a look at you." So I stood up, and all I heard is "blue, blue, blue," and I drank so much water that day you could hear it surrounding me. It was
just had
so
nowhere
weird.
to go.
No, I was in a lot of pain as well. I was like, "This is awful." And from that moment on, I vowed never to drink water.
Even though, just if you did that with Coke, it'd probably be just as bad.
No, it's not, because it just goes straight to your kidneys and kills you.
Death time. What's the time?
Is it?
It's death clock.
No, it's my review time. It's also 9:58.
9:51.
There, that 9:51. Thanks, Google.
Thanks, Watch.
Is it my review?
Yes.
It's your review.
I just made a mistake.
Well, I actually really enjoyed this album.
No, you didn't.
It had some nice harmonies, and like it wasn't too long. I think the singer was fantastic, and it really surprised me, like how much it gripped me. I was genuinely shocked.
I'm
waiting
I'm
for
waiting
the
for the twisteroo. I'm waiting for the twisteroo.
Do you hear that? That's my phone. That's my phone. Hold on. Oh, guys, our manager's calling me. Give me a second.
Here it comes.
Hey. Yeah. We're just doing an album review. Yeah, I know. The what? Post-human survival hot. Well, I mean, that sounds pretty pretentious. But I thought we were doing Rival Summer. Not Rival Summers? Yeah, I see. Yeah, I'll call you. Yeah, I'll call you back. Yeah. Yeah, well, retract everything I just said. It's fucking dog shit.
For a second there, you got me.
But at least it's short. So even though it's mostly incoherent dribbling and like cringy, edgy lines that wouldn't be out of place in a 12-year-old's notebook with their parents getting a divorce, at least it's like short. And that's all I can really say.
That's what people say about me. They're like,
At least it's really short. Worst song for me was Dear Diary. Because it just lets you know where this album's going. Also, just shout. Just shout, you know? Just fucking shout within like the first 30 seconds. Just start just yelling. Just start fucking yelling! You know? That's all I heard. Awful. Just awful.
You're just so wrong.
My third favourite is One by One.
Does it remind you of getting wood?
Contrast! Anyway, second favourite. One Day the Only Butterflies Left. Blah, 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 blah. Dumb title, but I'm glad they actually tried to change it up at the end because I quite like the harmonies. That was nice. Good for them.
Good. You know what?
Yeah.
Did you actually like that song, Ed?
No.
Oh.
First favourite. Parasite Eve. Probably the only good chorus on the album. Overall, people say Bring Me, but how about Bring Me Some Earplugs next time?
I love how much you hated it. Like, it's actually funny.
Oh my god.
Oh, what a fucking intro that was as well.
But in the review, like, I obviously didn't really stress it off. Like, it's fine. It like Denver said, it's okay for metal music. But that being said, like, it's like being like okay at like waterboarding people for a living. It's still not.
It's still waterboarding.
You're still waterboarding people.
Is it his voice? Do you not like the sound of his voice?
Oh no, I hate his voice. No, he is actually not very good at either singing or screaming. That's probably why his throat's fucked.
Do you think you like the last song because its title length is a bit like a Mayday
Parade
Parade song?
Yeah, just like that. Love it. That's the reason. Also because there's a woman in it and she probably does the most predominant singing.
It's the girl from Evanescence.
Kingslayer.
Yes, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You can say it 7 more times. It doesn't mean anything to me.
What, the girl from Evanescence?
Sorry, who?
Have I ever?
Sorry, who was it? Who's the girl?
Amy Lee.
Yeah, who?
From
Is
Evanescence.
she from Evanescence? Wow. Sorry, who's that?
Amy
The
Lee.
girl? Is she on that song?
Yeah.
Wow, and even after that, I still don't care. Thanks, Joe. Yeah. It's a pretentious album for pretentious people. It doesn't take anything good from metal music, it just makes noise. As Joe said, he was like, they sent it off to the guy that made the Doom soundtrack, and it came back with sirens. Wow, fucking incredible. So did I when I went 90 through my village. It's just like, fuck off, it doesn't matter. It's all so cringy and awful. It's literally like, I'm 12 and this is deep.
Nah,
that is this album. That is this album.
I am 12.
And this is so deep. And I've got parasite fleas. Coming on you.
And I'm coming on you.
Sorry, can you tell me what he says there? Can anyone tell me?
Got a feeling in his stomach because you know that it's coming for you.
What's coming for me?
The parasite.
The parasite.
You know, COVID-19.
So by it
I'm not
being
sure if you're
parasite,
aware, there's been a pandemic on.
Just throwing this out there. If it's Parasite Eve, is it the day before the parasite's coming?
Yes.
And it's
because
Parasite
right,
Eve,
the reason
and
for that is
all
because
through
he
the
was
house,
originally
not a creature was stirring, not even a parasite.
Because originally, when he was writing the song, he was reading about this parasite from China, which wasn't COVID, and he was like, if we didn't, the song is supposed to be by like if we didn't know what was about to come, sort of thing.
Sorry, the lead singer from who?
The what?
The what from who?
The what?
Evanescence.
Evanescence.
What, the lead singer of that song?
No.
Wow.
Baby Metal.
You've opened my eyes. Also, Baby Metal, that song is just a fucking mess.
It's
like,
so
I
good.
do not know what you guys see in that. It's so bad. How could you go away?
It's so good.
And it's just like, literally the background is just going boom, 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 boom. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Wipe the system and wake the fuck up.
You said it so posh.
It doesn't matter how I said it. I could say it awful and it still would be half
it's just
as
a
bad as
vibe.
that.
It's supposed to be getting you up, you know.
It doesn't get me up.
Have you ever seen that clip of Bring Me the Horizon?
No.
It's a
Yeah,
bit,
all the
it's a
time.
bit
Love it.
cringy, and they
It's
tell
my
everyone to it's like a live concert, and they tell everyone to sit down.
What? No, that sounds awful.
There's not
It's
enough
really-
space to sit down if you're all stood up. Though, 'cause
I know
people are
it's really
wider sat down.
cringy. they're in this thing. He goes, right, everyone sit down. Everyone's like, really? It's like, yeah, sit down. And then there's a couple of people that don't, and they're like, I'm not going until you sit down. And they make them all sit down so that when the drop comes in, they all stand up and start dancing. I've
done that loads of times at concerts. It's fucking great.
What, they tell you to sit down?
They'll get you to get. They get.
Yeah,
you
but
to
it's
get
awful
low.
because everybody takes some more.
No, that's different. No, hold up, that's different.
It's fucking
getting
amazing.
getting low before a drop is different.
That's what
physically
he means.
sitting down before he starts to song.
They sit down cross legs.
That's not what I mean. They literally all have to sit down cross legs.
They won't fit.
They did.
I'm telling you, logistically, they won't fit.
No.
Somebody died when they sat down.
Nobody is thinner sat down.
No.
But I am smaller.
Joe's Googling, how do sit down and take up less
dimensions of human sitting down.
I found out something.
I suppose it depends on the human, but...
Is this actually going to be an interesting fact, or is it going to be like everything Joe said this album review?
It's going to be... I didn't know it after being...
Oh, so it must be interesting.
It is interesting. Their name was taken from the line in...
It was originally
Don Broco! What?
Did you know their name was originally Don Loco?
It was actually Bring Me the Loco. Until one of them saw the sun come
One
up.
of them broke their horizon.
I think it's a really shit fact, but I think it's really funny. Their name was taken from a line in Pirates of the Caribbean when Captain Jack Sparrow says, "Now bring me that horizon." And that's how they got their name.
I mean, that's a good line, but putting it in front of, say, something that's, like, awful ruins the movie for me. Could you imagine if they wrote a song for Pirates of the Caribbean and that Jack Sparrow would have to one day wake up and, what is it, hate the system? Fuck the system?
Wipe the system!
He's a pirate, so he literally does fuck the
wipe
system.
the booty. There was a lot of, like, really just awful, cringy lines in this. And also, like, swearing for no apparent reason. Often.
That was my favourite line, though, where they just like, shut the fuck up.
Sorry, Grandad.
No, but just, like, even in, like, one day,
My ears
the
are not
only
a toilet.
butterflies left, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure, like, the third word in that is, like, fuck. Or something. It might
It emphasises things. Swear words are
No,
amazing.
it doesn't emphasise fucking things.
It does.
Yeah, she
Hence why
says
you
we fucked
fucking
it up or
swear.
something like that.
See? Like, this is what I mean. It's just like, why? We screwed it up. We
Why
messed
do we
it
keep
up.
fucking it up? Is what she says.
Why do we keep screwing this up? Why do we
Sounds
keep
terrible.
messing this up? Oh,
Sounds terrible.
but she said, fuck, wow, it's so cool.
Because it sounds more... It is more,
It's
like...
so edgy,
hard
yes,
hitting.
for
It's more
12-year-olds.
hard hitting.
You are actually a child, Will. If you
It's
think
messing
that
it
is
up.
I agree, Will.
It is. Same fucking.
You
It's
are
like
so
way more
embarrassing.
powerful than saying...
Yes,
thing.
but
It
she's
just
not. She's
is.
singing it.
Huh?
It doesn't make it more powerful by singing it. If it was said in a line, I would agree with you.
No, because it
If
still
even it
sounds
was
more
acted.
powerful anyway.
No, it doesn't.
Will's totally right here, Will. Aiden.
1000%.
Joe, this is all
Yeah.
opinionated. You telling me that Will's right doesn't mean anything. Because I value your opinion as much as I value his right now. Which is not at all. So you joining in and telling me I'm wrong is just like, well, 0 times 0 is still 0.
Or is it 1?
What a word.
Okay, I'll do my thing. So that was one of my facts. Another fact.
What was the fact?
Which
don't
bring me that horizon from Pirates. That's what they got their
They
name.
used to be Bring Me the Loco.
Yeah, Bring Me the Loco.
Yeah.
Joe already said this, but the release was produced by Oliver Sykes and the keyboardist Jordan Fish, with additional production from composer Mick Gordon, which I think is the guy from Doom.
That's the Doom guy.
Are they
Yeah.
actually just a two-piece band?
No, but it's like 1975 with Matty and
George.
what's his name? George. They're like the main two. It is the first in a series of 4 projects released by the band under the Posthuman name. So they plan on making 3 other albums under like this Posthuman thing.
That's
Fuck
cool.
me.
Even though this is actually technically an EP,
isn't it? Yeah.
which is interesting.
Well, we
That's-
can't rate it. This is
But
a-
on everything else, it's like an album, but it's
Yeah,
just
it's
the band
because
themselves.
it's
that
because
call it.
they-
got an EP,
yeah. Yeah. But it's not.
Yeah, everyone knows Bring Me the Horizon, so there's not many other facts. They're from Sheffield.
I didn't know that.
Oh, did you not?
I didn't care either, but
Could give you other things, but I think like we've reviewed them before, haven't we? So
We have, yeah.
Can't really say too much. Yeah,
I feel like I need to go back and listen to that.
We did Ammo.
We did Ammo. Ammo wasn't that
when me and Joe loved it, and you all shit on it.
I know. I totally overrated that. I think I give it a 6.5.
No, you're wrong. It's great. It was great.
No, I think I need to go back and listen to it. I'll probably like it a lot more.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought I didn't hate it.
I really
maybe I
liked
did.
it.
Well, yeah, I gave it like a 4 or 5.
It depends. Were there really bad songs on it?
I'd listen to a few quickly. I'm like, I quite like these. I probably would rate them a lot higher now.
You need to listen. That's the Spirit is probably their other strong album.
Yeah, but it's
not like. That's
no,
the Spirit isn't.
It is their least metal-y album they've ever released.
They've ever done. Yeah.
How long ago did we do Ammo? It was really long ago, right?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
It would have been recorded.
Although Happy Song's quite heavy, but other than that, everything else is.
Yeah, everything's pretty mellow. Follow You's probably
Wasn't
the best
Ammo
one.
the one that everyone hated though?
Yeah,
the original fans, yeah, because they massively.
What? They did another one after that before Posthuman, or
no? That's the Spirit was before Ammo.
So, but people didn't hate That's the Spirit.
No,
people hated That's the Spirit.
Did they?
Like the original fans, because it went from Sempiternal, which was like a very heavy thing.
Yeah, but it's got thrown on it. It's got thrown on it. Though.
Yeah, but people like the original fans. That's where they started to hate.
But the original Bring the Horizon music is literally just horrible noise.
Not all of it.
Yeah, I mean it is.
It's not.
I mean it is. Anything before Sempiternal.
Joe, you're saying this, but their old stuff just sounds what you listen to.
No, it really doesn't.
It does. Yeah, so I generally think this album is brilliant and probably one of my favourite albums of last year. The band has obviously gone back to some of their heavier ways with this album.
The bland.
However, what I think is actually great about this is while it is vastly like it is going back to their old stuff, it's like from Sempiternal, I'd say, not the old stuff. I think they've massively like integrated their newer electronic sound with it, which has created like a quite a cool niche. I feel like no one has kind of done what they've done in this album.
People have made bad music before.
Did you know Ammo was pick 14?
No fucking way.
Wow.
Was it that long ago?
Over 2 years ago.
I was also just looking through the old album art, and there's an album called Suicide Season, and that album art is disgusting.
Me and Aidan both gave that album a 4, but I already know. I didn't realize Sugar, Honey, Ice and Tea was on the album. I realized on that. I didn't even put it in my top 3.
Damn.
You mean shit?
Sugar, honey,
what?
ice and tea.
That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sugar,
I know.
Honey, Ice and Tea.
I thought you were just saying.
Oh no, I think that
song's
song's that song's.
I was like,
song's
you don't even know what they are, Will.
While also going through other albums, I stumbled across There Is Hell, Believe Me, I've Seen It, There Is Heaven, Let's Keep It a Secret, with my personal favourite song, Fuck, featuring Josh Franceschi.
Which is the
and you're telling me that they're not supposed to be like an edgy band. What do we call this song?
They were, but they've massively progressed since then. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they have.
What album's that?
That was on the one with the man that looks like Two-Face.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a song that just says fuck.
So, like I say, I think they've very much found their own niche in like electronic thing, and I think a lot of bands have followed suit from this. Like when Architects tried to do it and failed, but yeah, I think
Architects did a good job. I just felt like they were like it was too close to this. I think
it was too.
But it was like worse. It was worse.
Worse in every way compared to this, which is
still a great album.
Oh shit, the pen's gone. It's just the middle now.
I think the pacing of the album is very good. In the way, and there's variety throughout. Nothing ever sounds too similar. And I genuinely love every song on the entire album. Which is why I have to put the interlude as my worst. Sorry, Denver, because I genuinely do love every other song.
It's cheap, it's easy, it's disgusting.
So if worst is Itch for the Cure, but every song's great. So
at least Aidan had respect.
I don't care.
I like the interlude because it wasn't the awful, horrible noise that the rest of it was.
also say nothing on this album is half-assed. I think everything is so cleverly thought out, and it's like there's so many little things like details in it that are so great. And I generally
just backfired there.
This album, and probably more so than anything, I generally think this is like a masterclass in production. Like everything is so well mixed. All the instrumentals at perfect levels. His voice to it is insane. And just I feel like it's probably one of the best produced albums I've ever listened to. Like just everything sounds like how it should sound.
It's almost as good as the 1975.
I don't know. Like it's weird, isn't it? I don't know. It is amazing production wise. It's insane. Third for me was Ludens. I think it's probably the most probably not the calmest. What's the right word of saying this?
It's most like Hideo.
It could have been on the Ammo album. It's just very nice, great chorus, great. Right, my reasons for liking the top three is that it could have very easily been any of the other songs. I love them all. They're all just similar reasons, so I apologise. Second for me was Obey with Youngblood. Youngblood sounds amazing. They just sound fucking great together. The song in general is amazing.
Get married. Maybe have a Don marriage.
Is that a zip tie?
Yes.
Nice.
They generally just sound fucking fantastic, and the chorus on that is just amazing. And I love that they that was not the first.
I love the bit where they kiss.
Second single. It's great. It's just fucking such a good song. But number one is Kingslayer. It is
what a guy.
an absolutely amazing song. And I love it so fucking much. Why do you?
Because it's kawaii.
I've watched anime. I don't hate anime.
You do.
I hate it when you send me gifs of anime, girl.
Yeah, because
weird.
You keep going, okay.
Yeah, I put OK, like OKI.
Yeah,
and he just sends a fucking
every time you type
weeb
that,
gif every time.
A weeb girl going, okay.
That's kawaii.
So I always send you it.
Yeah, and it triggers me every time.
I know, and eventually you'll stop saying,
I don't hate
okay.
anime.
You do, you hate it.
I don't hate anime. That's not the case. I quite like Japanese
Every time
culture.
I put anime up in the house, you tear it down.
Well, after that massive
You've never watched an anime
in the living room.
Exactly.
9-foot lady vampire.
I've watched One Punch Man.
That's
it's a good anime
proper.
series.
Wait, have you actually?
I have. It's quite a good series actually.
Why would you
Very
watch
funny.
that?
I don't know. I was because I'd when I go to bed, I just watch my phone, and I was like, I might try watching a well recommended.
He thought it was
anime
One Punch Man, but
and I watched One Punch Man. It's actually very
I
actually really enjoy it. It's actually genuinely funny.
it did involve a
The problem is he doesn't get any character progression because
his character is very simple, but they literally they work off of that.
He hits everything with one punch and it
literally
dies.
That is his character progression. But that's what they spark off of that. They know that's the whole joke, so they just kind of make it a massive meme the entire
but isn't
time.
there 9 seasons of it?
No, it's
there's
two.
a lot of One Punch Man.
Well,
it's
isn't it
been
on Netflix?
re-thingied. Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's quite good, genuinely.
God.
But it's the only anime thing I've ever watched, other than Spirited Away. But yeah, also a little fact about Kingslayer is that Jordan Fish and Lee Mallier, the Baby Metal lead singer, revealed that they originally recorded their parts in English, but then actually Ollie wanted them back to Japanese, so it was originally going to come out all in English from a Baby Metal thing, which is interesting. But other than that, generally think it's an insanely good album. I love it. It's great. Can't really say much else about it.
The thing is, Joe listened so intently throughout your entire review. He didn't care what me or Denver said, but he only cared what you said.
What do you mean? I cared what everyone else has said as well.
I am a god.
Nah, it was just you were just watching so carefully, and every time Will said anything, you were like, good.
But yeah.
Whereas Denver just kept trying to be a cunt, and he's like, "Yo,
I know, why are you doing this
man?
to it? Is it because I hate every album you picked the last 2 times?
Don Loco.
Yeah.
Right, ratings?
Hang on.
Oh, all right. Come on now.
I was
You didn't do
looking
an
at
overall.
One Punch Man.
I did do an overall.
What was your overall? Overall, One Punch Man overrated.
Nah, great.
There's only one season on Netflix,
Actually
but there's
not.
more.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
I just watched a little clip where it was like, I'm Vaccine Man! My backstory is far superior to yours!
Literally, it is all memey. It's great. It's great. It's actually great.
Let me guess, hold up. Does he punch him?
I didn't see that bit.
Yeah, he always punches him.
Whoa!
Oh, it's funny. It is funny.
Joe, ratings.
That Attack on Titans.
Ratings.
Good.
9.5.
8.5.
2.5.
9.
Woo!
Holy shit, that's actually very high.
Oh, it's 29.5.
Oh, no! No! It's definitely a 30.
No, it
God
isn't.
damn it.
It's an awful album.
That's a fucking 30.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is before we did album review, I was going to rate it a 3. I didn't change it midway. It was like literally on my final listen. I was like, nah, this is pretty bad, and I dropped it down to a 2.5.
Can't believe it.
Do you remember when it used to be the meme that Joe could never get a 30?
I know, and I haven't had a 30 in a long time.
I bet.
I think my last 30 was Death of Anna, or something like that.
Well, that was the very first 30 you got.
And I haven't had a 30 since.
Now, you must have had another 30 somewhere.
I don't think I have.
I'm trying to look through the 30s here.
Maybe you should like colour the 30s different. Like make it like a yellow background or something.
That's
Like
not
a
bad,
gold
Joe.
prize.
We don't get actually that many 30s at all.
Eden? Was Eden a 30?
No, I don't think so.
30, oh, that's Mendes.
Damn. So it was a long time ago then.
Done broke. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Did you pick this one?
Go
no,
on.
Oh, no, Will picked that one.
Ah, damn it.
What's that? Oh.
Your last 30 was Mayday Parade, A Lesson in Romantics.
Fuck me. That was a long time
Oh,
ago.
shit, that was a year and 2 months
Isn't
ago.
that
I was going to say, I was
joint
playing
first
Watch Dogs
as
when
well?
that happened.
Joint first, baby. Oh, God.
Over a year ago.
Hmm.
Fuck, I need to get one on the board.
Unless I've missed one there.
Maybe.
I could have missed one. I just realised I
You
missed
know what you need
Mariana's
to do,
Trench,
Joe.
but that was a Will pick. Anyway, Will.
So, the next album, if Joe hadn't picked Bring Me, I would have picked something of similar taste, but because we've just had Bring Me, I'll switch it up quite a bit. So we will go for Olivia Rodrigo, and the album is called Sour.
Oh, she came up straight away. Wow, she's very popular. Holy shit.
Yeah, she did the fucking driver's license.
Oh, it's her.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to pick
Driver's
Doja
license
Cat, to be fair.
I was.
Oh, that one.
You have been on a bit of a Doja Cat vibe recently.
Oh man, I'm right. I'm absolutely fucking obsessed with a particular Doja Cat song, and I listen to it about 50 times a day at the minute, and that is "Kiss Me More." I fucking love it. But that's beside the point. Olivia Rodrigo.
What I find funny about Doja Cat, though, right, is when she made Say So, it was a bit of a meme at first. And I remember people on TikTok, like, were going to see this, like, artist just to see Say So. Like, didn't know any of their other songs, but now she's actually got, like, loads of songs that are popular.
Literally. But yeah. Olivia Rodrigo.
Cool. Cool, interesting pick,
Sour,
Will.
she's a...
Right. Any closing thoughts, Joseph?
Oh, yes. Did you know that Pluto is technically only 1 year old?